It's
Let's see what it
recording.
do.
I see it on my end.
Okay, it's recording the cloud. Hello, thank you for joining me. This is Jackie. I am a life and business coach. What I do is I help new and future entrepreneurs build their life, their finances, and their business. So I'm also recording this for my podcast that's called Victory Chat with Jackie. Your victory starts here. So we're focusing on business frustrations. And I know y'all probably hear that title and like, what? We talking about problems? No, we are we're sharing our history with business, our ups, our downs, our aha moments to encourage future entrepreneurs and new entrepreneurs going through challenges to keep going because there's a lot of information as I was sharing with Jasmine. There's a lot of information out there that have you just looking crazy or feeling sometimes getting in your feelings thinking that everything is supposed to be easy. Okay, if it was easy, then everybody would do it. Only the elite make it, and we want you to be part of the elite group. Okay, so let's start with the questions, right? So, Jasmine, um, tell your name, title, and what you do for the people.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Jackie, for having me. I'm super glad to be here, and I hope that I can give you guys some just inspiration and motivation to keep pushing through. I'm a pretty seasoned business owner, so I want to share, some of my falls that I've been through with you guys today, in hopes that you don't make the same mistakes that I've done. I want you to surpass those and leap over the mistakes that I've done. So again, I'm Jasmine Monk, and I'm the founder of Jasmine & Co. And we're pretty much a one-stop shop virtual assistant agency. So we provide general administration, marketing, and tech services for small business owners.
Okay, so how long have you been in business?
We've been in business 3 years.
Cool. So have you ever worked with a coach, consultant, advisor, or a virtual assistant?
I've definitely have a team. So I've definitely worked with virtual assistants like for my company, even though we do provide those services to other small business owners. And I have worked with a coach. It was more on a barter relationship where I was doing VA work for her. And in return, she was helping me with some coaching services.
Okay, do you personally, like now and before you started your business, did you purchase things online? And what was your perspective now on purchasing things online and before you started your business? Like, did it change?
Yeah, good question. I've always been pretty techie. So with business in particular, I always went to online. Like I didn't go to the store to get my questions answered. Like I went online. And then when I got into the online space, like, in this online space, it's a whole new world, all these systems, all these people, all these things. And so I would say from the beginning, I was definitely, because when I tapped into the VA world, I'm like, oh my gosh, like it's so much I have to learn. And I just kind of took it from there. But I would say from the beginning that I've been purchasing online.
So were you like pretty frequent with it? Did it have any reflection on your aspect on online space? Did it have any reflection on you choosing your profession or what made you choose your profession?
I love that. So in a nutshell, long story short, I was a stay-at-home mom with my oldest daughter, and my husband and I had a trucking company at the time. And, one day I just sat, I'm like, okay, this is great. I was helping him with it. I'm like, that's his dream. That's what he wants to do. And I'm gonna support him, but I want to do something for Jasmine, for me. And so I was like, let me take my experience and what I love to do. Like I love to help people. It doesn't matter how I do it. And so I just did some research online, like what can I invest in? What would be good to start? And I ran across the virtual assistant industry, and I'm like, oh, I need to try this out. And here I am a couple of years later because I loved it when I first got into it.
Okay, so we're gonna dig a little bit deeper, and this is concerning your business itself. Like, in the beginning, because you said your business was 3 years. Like, I just want to be able to compare. Like, in the beginning, um, what was your average, and you have a choice of monthly, yearly, or weekly, whichever one that you want to share, revenue in the beginning compared to now?
Ooh, I've like quadrupled my revenue since I first started. And it went from just me being the freelancer, me being the VA, to now I have like a whole team and I have an agency. So it took me time to build because I had to get my feet wet and do the groundwork. And I always tell people, you cannot cheat the grind. You cannot cheat the grind. People think you can, but you can't. You have to put in your time and your work. And you know, your time is coming, but you have to put in the groundwork first. And so that's what I did. Like, I didn't get where I am today by the blink of an eye, not because somebody gave me $1,000. No, I worked very hard to get, you know, where I am. So that's just kind of a tip I want to give everybody. Like, just don't cheat the grind. Like, just do what you need to do in the beginning, you know, be proactive and stuff.
So did it take you a long time to procure or to get revenue in your business?
It was rocky in the beginning because I didn't know my numbers. So that's another tip. I do recommend everybody know your numbers and don't lowball and cheat yourself on what you think your worth is. The clients will come. If they're interested in working with you, they're going to work with you, whether you're $10 or $100, it doesn't matter if they're confident in what you can provide for them. So, and the Rocky was super beginning, but going into the second year is when it kind of clicked for me. And I've been doing things a little wrong. And then that's when I wanted to kind of start the agency, and it's just been kind of growing from there.
Okay, my internet is fading. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear
Can
you.
you hear me? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the next question, this concerns with you bringing support on. Like, when you decided, what year were you in when you decided to bring other staff members, whether it be VA, whether it be a personal assistant, or whatever, to support your business?
Very good question. So I'll kind of tell you guys a story. And well, really, when I first started my business, within 6 months, like, you know, I had issues finding clients in the beginning, which is kind of every business owner's problem, especially if you're service based. You're new, you know, you have to like kind of establish yourself and all that. So I grew really fast within 6 months. I don't know what I was doing, but I was doing my thing and I had to bring on help. But here's the mistake that I made. I didn't look at my numbers. I had to do it so quickly. I was not prepared. I had to scale. I had no idea what I was doing. Like, this was new for me. And so what happened was everything just kind of blew up. Like, nothing aligns with each other. So I had to let all those team members go, and I had to pretty much part ways with all those clients. And we all parted ways on a good note, but that's just kind of a lesson to learn, to have your stuff together. I don't care if you're just starting your business, you should always be thinking, okay, at some point I'm going to have to bring somebody on. So I need to be prepared for that, whether it's financially, whether it's something, you know, like a process, a SOP, you know, internally, just other things internally, like in your internal organization that you need to have. So I recommend you always be prepared for that, because you never know when you're going to get that one client. They may, even if you're selling products, you may have to get all these orders. And what if you can't do it by yourself? What if you have to bring in help? You have to be ready for that. So I had to do it very early on. Then I kind of took year 2 to kind of rebuild. And then in year 2 is also when I kind of was like, okay, I'm gonna go after the agency. That's my goal now. And so that's kind of what I've been working on since year 2.
So I have another question, because I'm a lot of the questions I had, you are really good, because a lot of the questions I had you already answered. So um, one thing, one thing is, y'all, if y'all not using her agency, I'm telling y'all, because you don't. I talk to a lot of people, and generally, they're nervous. As you can see, she's not nervous. She's very upfront with the answers, and like I said, she's been answering some of these questions. It's gonna go pretty fast, but I want to focus a little bit more on the numbers, because in my opinion, and I'm gonna tell you why, and you can tell your views, and it's okay if we disagree, because this is all about helping people reach their victories. Okay, so one of the misconceptions of new business owners, or people who are planning to hit the go button on their business, is the word investment. A lot of people believe that they can invest their time and energy, but that doesn't equate to money. You know, like all three of them are keys or as valuable as the other. Like they're equally important. Like if you want these results, you have to invest your time. You have to invest um you invest everything, your time, your knowledge, and you have to invest money because like she said, you can get all the support in the world. You can get all, but you have to pay these people. You have to pay these people if you want these systems to work the way you want. You have to be able to financially uh, pay them because these systems. I mean, yes, there's a lot of free versions. There's a lot of free versions out there, and I'm not saying don't use the free. Like there's like Canva, there's like Mailchimp. I'm not saying don't use those, but don't limit yourself to just using them. And you see a program that might be more easy, user friendly for you because you're getting frustrated with these systems, these free systems. Okay, there's a reason why they're free because they don't give you as many options, and you be a stumbling block. You let a $9.99 a month subscription to something or $29 or even more stop you from, because that's part of your support. That's part of your investment.
Oh
So,
yeah.
did I miss anything? I mean, what are your views on investing into your business and yourself?
Oh my gosh, you hit on so many points. I have so much to say. So I'll just kind of just confine it a little bit. So I agree with you 100%. What I always preach and tell like my potential clients, or just if I have if I have an audience in front of me that are newer business owners, in the beginning, like do what you can do. So I've had a video where I named off like the 3 systems you need to have, and I named off like all the free options. If that's where you need to start, that's where you need to start. But once that gets you going, that should take you to kind of tie in what you're saying, Jackie, to get to that next level. Some people come in with absolutely $0. I do have an opinion about that. So I'm going to go the other way with it and say, everybody has habits and you can make sacrifices to invest in your business. It kills me when people tell me, well, I don't have money to do that. Yes, you do. You can cut something off, whether it's in your personal life or business life. How bad do you want it? How soon do you want to get to where you need to be or grow your business to where you want it to be? So I'm gonna go ahead and jump back on the other side to back where I was. So I think everyone should invest in their business, whether it's bringing on a person to scale to free up your time, like that's what my company does, or whether it's to invest in a system that is going to, like you said, is user friendly, or that is going to help you be more productive and efficient, or if it's automation. If your business is not 90% automated, what are you doing? You're truly wasting a lot of time doing things manually. And what I mean by that is if you're going back and forth with emails to schedule a time to talk to somebody, why don't you have a calendar link that you can send them so they can book a call and you just have your availability on there? You could be spending that time doing marketing, making connections, networking, or doing something else to help your business get to where it needs to be. So I'm 100% for what you're saying, Jackie, with investing. But just for those of you that you're like I truly have $0, that's okay. If you don't have the $29, if you don't have $100 to invest in a few subscriptions, you do have those free options. You do have Canva where you can make some decent graphics. You do have MailChimp where if you can't afford a website, you can build a landing page and have a one page. You get your information on there, and it could be your email marketing system, and it's free up to 2,000 subscribers. And you can use Calendly for free to have a booking link. So boom, you have everything you need. Pick a social media platform and go to work. So you do have those options there. But if you are not that person and you do have some money to invest, but you just don't want to because you don't want to make those sacrifices, that's a completely different story. You're on your own, and I don't really know what to tell you in that situation. Because at the end of the day, you do have the money. You're going to make time for what you want to make time for. You're going to make sacrifices where you need to make sacrifices if you're serious about what you're trying to do.
I'm glad you shared that because, like, I'm not against using free things. I just said, my opinion, just don't limit yourself. Don't use excuse. Because one of the things that I found that is common with any business, whether I'm working as an associate, working, collaborating with whatever my role is that when your business grows, you actually grow with your business, and you will discover that there's a lot of aha moments where you have to have a come to Jesus, I like to say, moment with you and say, hey, that really wasn't blocking me. That was me, my fear, or me not believing in the next level. I mean, can you share a couple of aha moments that you had, like in your business, one or two?
Absolutely. I would definitely say, okay, the story I told you guys in the beginning when I grew so fast within 6 months, like I came from a management background. I'm talking about me being a general manager, running bowling centers like it's my own business. And I made it hard just because it was mine and I wanted everything perfect. And I didn't really have time to sit down and do everything. So I'm like, well, I'm going to just do it. I made that so hard. The numbers, all I had to do was line up. I had my Excel sheet with my expenses, how much the client is paying, how much my contractor is. And that for me, when I think on it, I'm like, Jasmine, really? I could have had this agency so much sooner. But God has his ways on how he does things. That was a lesson I needed to learn, probably so I could tell my stories, to others and inspire them. And so they don't make the same mistakes I do. So that was definitely one. And then the other thing, which has always been something floating in the air, and people always telling me, is that I need to niche down. So it's actually something we're going to do probably in 2020, and we're probably going to niche down to just tech. So systems, I'm very techie. I love systems, and we're probably going to niche down to that. 'Cause I actually have a true love and passion for that, but it wasn't always like that. That has developed over time with me working with clients, and the more I speak and educate people, I'm like, I really like talking about systems and how they can really help you. Like that's almost the core of your business, is making sure you have the right systems in place. Like that's super key. So that was a moment I just had probably last month. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to niche down and it's going to be tech. And I can charge so much more money for being specialized in that one thing versus us being like a one-stop shop, which will still be a one-stop shop, but my focus will be, hey, I'm going to focus on tech. And then I'll try to upsell them, on our other VA services. So those are the two that I have.
Okay, so I want to talk about support. Because, and I'm not just talking about you bringing on a client. Because another thing I see is that sometimes business owners, I don't know where your standpoint is, so y'all, she didn't know these questions before I asked them. Anyway, so about support. From when you started to now, did you have any family or friends that supported your business? Because some entrepreneurs or people who want to hit start get frustrated because they say their family and friends don't support their business. So I was curious if you had any family or friends support.
That's a really good question. My husband, ride or die, right there by my side. He's always been the type, hey, Jasmine, you're special, you're creative, you can do anything, put your mind to. But I understand everybody doesn't have that. So I'm going to go the other way. For people that don't have that support, whether it's a friend, family member, spouse, whatever, don't worry about that. Go and find somebody in your industry, an accountability partner that you can share your wins with, share your laughs with. They'll check in on you, you check in on them, and they can serve as the same support as a family member or friend. And I'm going to tell you, it's not for your friends and family to support you. They don't have to buy in and believe into what you're doing. That's for you to do. That you have to buy in and believe in what you're trying to do. It's not for everybody else. I don't care if it's a sibling, daughter, son, significant other. It's not for them to believe it. You have to believe it. And then once you're serious about it and you really start getting the wheels rolling, they're just going to fall in. They're going to support you anyway. So I wouldn't beg for support. I just would not do that. Go out and find somebody new, build a relationship with them. if you don't already have their support, and I feel like that's a great way to do it. I've seen it happen that way. Even though I have my husband, I still have people that I do that with now. We have our check-ins on a weekly basis, and it helps me so much. I get stuff off my chest when I'm mad, if I have questions, or if I want their suggestions or their advice, or hey, what would you do in this situation? I have somebody there besides my husband, because he's going to give me, he's pretty honest, I would say. So he tells me the good, bad, and ugly. But some people's support systems, they don't. They're only going to hype them up and tell them good things. But what about when it's something that you really need to hear? That's why it's good to go find somebody. I'm not going to say off the street, but you guys know what I'm saying. Go and find somebody that you can build a relationship with, and I would have some type of accountability partner.
That is so good. I hope y'all caught them nuggets. She said, hello?
I'm here.
Okay. I guess something was going on with my network here. Sorry about that. Anyway, I hope y'all caught that. I hope this thing catches the whole recording too. Girl. Anyway, so she was dropping nuggets and stuff about not just your support is not really supporting you if they're telling you what you want to hear instead of what you needing to hear. And there's a difference between telling you what you need to hear and just saying some stuff because they want you to stay in the trenches with them. There's a difference between them. So one of the things I want to ask you is if you had any children or favorite books, TV shows, or magazines that help also motivate you in your quest toward being successful in your business, or just help you learn whatever it is you needed to learn for your business.
Oh yeah, I love talking about this. I'll keep it short because I could talk all day. So I am.
Yeah.
Okay, so I am a mom of three. Oh, okay. I am a mom of three princesses, 7, 3, and 1. So I have the two little ones that definitely keep me on my toes. They are absolutely my motivation. My husband too, just my family in general, because my goal is to leave a legacy for my kids and kids to come. And that's just kind of my mindset. So that keeps me going every day. I'm like, I have to do this for everybody. It's not just about me. 2 quotes that I really, really like. One is teamwork makes the dream work. For me, making connections and building relationships is huge for me, because if you look at all the successful CEOs and business owners, millionaires out there, they are networking. They're meeting people and they're using those relationships to get to where they need to go. And I'm really big on that. They're collaborating. I do this all the time. And that's how I've gotten where I am, is from that. Not by myself, sitting in the corner and being shy. You know, you got to get out there. So teamwork makes the dream work, because truly, you know, together, like if we all work together, the world could truly be a better place. And it's not just being cliche, it's true. Enough of us don't work together. People want to be stingy with information. I like sharing information. I want you to have it so you can be successful. Maybe I'll need you one day so you can help me. That's how I look at it. And then the other quote that I really like is patience is a virtue. Being a business owner, we're creative. We're always thinking of new ideas, new products we can create, new services we can throw out, new programs. And one thing that I had to learn that is very hard is patience is a virtue. Rome was not built in a day. And it takes time to get things going, especially when you're just starting your business. You see all these other people, they're making 6 figures, and you're like, man, it's going to take me a long time to get there. But that may or may not be true. But it's also not going to happen tomorrow. Again, like we mentioned earlier, you can't cheat the grind. But if you're persistent and consistent and you're proactive and you do what you need to do, you'll get there. So just remember that even though things are moving as fast as you want them to move, as long as you're taking steps every day, you're still being progressive. You are taking steps toward your goal and where you need to go. And that's what your eye needs to be on. As long as you're taking steps forward, especially those that are still working a job, they have a family, extracurricular activities, they go to church, they have their, just everything, all these different things they're doing. And I understand how hard it is to juggle, because I've been there, done that. But there's a way to do it. People get out of their situations all the time, and that should be your motivation and inspiration to keep pushing so you can get out of that situation, especially from your job, so that you can run your business full time, have that flexibility, and be able to spend more time with your family.
So let's talk briefly before we go into what you have your offer. We're about to wrap this up. Let's talk about training. Like, what types of training have you tried? Because training, no matter what level you are in business, and in my opinion, you're always doing market research and you're always training because systems change. There's new processes you might want to implement. What forms of training have you tried, and what you should suggest to the people to try?
Oh gosh, where to start with that one? Well, I know for me, like, okay, like I mentioned earlier, I want to niche down to just tech. I keep up with all of the tech trends. I try to, it's so many systems out there, but there's just certain ones that are like the main ones that I just try to keep up with. I'm on their newsletter. I'm following them on Facebook and Instagram. And, like people like Facebook, they have glitches all the time. Well, if that's, like for us, that's important because we use Facebook in a lot of the things that we do with our clients. So I like to keep up with stuff like that. And as far as like courses, it just kind of depends on what you're trying to do. I'm not big on just investing in courses really quick because I'm a very indecisive person. And so I'd rather have a consultant or a coach to give me that live hands-on training. And I'm just a very hands-on person. So the training that I like is really like YouTube videos like that. And I actually want to like create a series. It's so funny you say that. I want to create some type of series around kind of what I do, but really just not video marketing, just YouTube videos. And I'm just very hands-on. So if I'm like watching a YouTube video, I need to be able to do that like right after at the same time. That's how I learn. If I take this 12-week course and if I'm not being hands-on with what I learned in that course, I'm going to forget everything I learned. It's kind of like college. If I didn't have those internships I had in college, I would have forgotten all those managerial and management principles that I learned and stuff. Like I would forget that stuff. So it's kind of the same concept for me. And for as far as like for you guys, same thing. Don't be quick to drop $1,500 on a course. Please don't. You need to have your goals in order. You really need to know what you're trying to do and where you're trying to go before you just dish out all this money. Because there's some free trainings out there too. There's a ton of free trainings. Not saying don't do the paid, but there are a lot of just free options for you to look at first. I would subscribe. I would go and find these influencers and subscribe. If you love what they're doing, you need to be following them and seeing what they're doing. And then take some time to think and see if you want to invest in something that they have.
That is wonderful. Well, before I let you go, I want to thank you for all the nuggets you dropped for my audience. Like I said, this is going on my podcast, my Victory Chat podcast. This will be on my IG, and I have a YouTube channel. It's going on YouTube too. So tell the people just what new product or whatever you're advertising and how the people can reach you if they want your services.
Absolutely. It's been such a pleasure. Thank you for having me. However I can help. And I just have so much information to give out, and 30 minutes or hours is never enough to do that. So if you have more questions just about your business in general, definitely please reach out. I'm not a coach or consultant, trust me, but if we just need to have a down-to-earth conversation, if I can help in any way, we totally can have that conversation, whether you use our services or not. So I have a couple of things. We didn't talk about it earlier, which is fine, so it wasn't really appropriate, but I have grown my business. 80% of it has come from Facebook groups. Just remember I was telling you guys how I collaborate and I network. So I've been very successful with that. And so I have a course on how I did it. How did I grow my business? Pretty much to 6 figures using Facebook groups. So it's called Grow Your Tribe using Facebook groups. So I have that available. And then I also have a bundle I just put together. It's called a traffic booster bundle, where basically we're building and designing 2 lead magnets for you. We create the lead page and landing page. We integrate it with your email marketing system, and then we set up your autoresponder emails as well. And you get a video tutorial on how we did it and what you need to do with it. So That's going to be releasing October 1. So if you're interested, just send us a message on Facebook and Instagram, the same tag name at Jasmine and Co Team, or you can head over to our website at jasmineandco.org, as well as I have a YouTube channel where I'm dropping those nuggets always throughout the month. And that's Jasmine and Co Learning Academy. I dive really deep into some of the things we talked about today. Like I have videos that I dive deeper into that stuff. So make sure you go tag a friend, tag a colleague, and let's get this information out. But I would love to talk to you guys. So that's where you can find us.
All right. Well, thank you again. Y'all, this is Victory Chat with Jackie. Your victory starts here. Thank you, Jasmine. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Bye-bye. Make sure to subscribe if this is YouTube. Bye-bye.
Bye.